Hey there, and thank you for your patience in me getting this to you. So, kind of reviewing some of the research, the big things we're kind of looking at is shifting you towards more Mediterranean plant-based diet to support lowering that cholesterol. Specifically, things that are going to increase your cholesterol is going to be the saturated fat content that we've been talking about. So, in particular, you're going to see if you're having a very high intake of that, is an increase in the LDL as well as a modest increase in your HDL, or that healthy cholesterol. If we're incorporating a lot of milk, butter, cheese, beef, lamb, pork, poultry, palm oil, coconut oil, that is going to have that saturated fat content that's going to be higher. And again, we'll see that increase in total cholesterol from LDL and HDL as a result of that. It's also going to reduce the excretion of that cholesterol from the body. So it sounds like you have possibly some genetic predispositions, especially if you've had family members in the past that have had high cholesterol. So continuously monitoring that intake, and again, shifting from those animal products towards more plant-based products, towards more seafood, like fatty fish, is going to be very helpful because of their monounsaturated fatty acid content and polyunsaturated fatty acid content, which has been shown to help to decrease LDL. So it's going to bring that cholesterol, the lousy cholesterol as we like to say, down. And specifically, that's going to be found in things like olives or olive oil, canola oil, peanut oil, safflower, sesame, avocados, peanut butter, as well as nuts and seeds. So having those on a regular basis in place of, say, cheese on a salad, you're incorporating some nuts and seeds to help not only bring in more fiber, but more of those mono and polyunsaturated fatty acids. Dietary cholesterol will have some impact on your actual cholesterol, depending on if you are a hyper responder or not. You can see modest increases or variations with your cholesterol based on that. So about 15 to 25% of people are hyper responders to that and will have more robust increases. So we could do a little bit of digging into that and see if you might be that case. But your normal sources of dietary cholesterol, people always think eggs, egg yolk in particular is going to have it. Shrimp, beef, pork, poultry, cheese, and butter are all going to be having that dietary cholesterol that can potentially increase the LDL. It's also going to, again, decrease the clearance of that LDL cholesterol from the body. You also want to make sure they're omitting trans fatty acids. We're not seeing this as much in our food these days, but if you're getting more into like pastries, candies, always checking the label for that. That can increase LDL and actually decrease HDL, which is your healthy one. So that would be not great, very, very bad. So staying away from trans fats. Carbohydrates can be divided into two categories. You have your more complex carbs like fruits, beans, vegetables, whole grains. Those are going to have a lot more fiber content, a lot more nutrient content. And then you have your lower quality ones that our runners tend to love, which is your refined grains, your white rice, white pasta, potatoes without the skin on, added sugars, goos and gels when it's not appropriate, as well as those sports drinks when it's not appropriate outside of those training sessions. That can have an impact on triglycerides. So if your triglycerides are high, we might want to look a little bit deeper into that. And again, send me over that lab work when you get a chance. And then last two things is really focusing on your fiber intake from fruits and vegetables, whole grains, nuts and seeds, beans. That's going to really help to decrease that LDL. So again, we're looking at more plant-based Mediterranean with some fish sprinkled in there. And also, in addition to incorporating more of those fruits and vegetables and whole grains, you're going to have what's called phytosterols. Sterols and stanols have been shown to reduce that LDL cholesterol, so you can actually take that as a supplement, but I'm always whole food first, and so by naturally incorporating more of the fruits and vegetables, whole grains, nuts and seeds, beans and legumes, you're going to see a natural increase in fiber and the phytosterols, which can help to bring that cholesterol down. So if you have any questions on that or want more information, just shoot me a message. But hopefully this information helps you, and we can chat more in your next session. Have a great Halloween. See you soon.